How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about SNDL Sundial growers. I realize I haven't done a video on it since the new year started, so I want to make sure that I put you guys up on the most up-to-date content about it. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for SNDL Sundial growers. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at 56 cents, being down 3.41%. On the low, it tested 56 cents, and then on the high, testing 59 cents. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 64.388 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 82.266 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, and of course a big pullback inside of the market, and SNDL was impacted by this. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 40.89. And then we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart. We are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So one thing we noticed right away, SNDL is in a bear market. But one thing to take notice of, we're definitely getting into an accumulation phase. So usually when SNDL gets to around 55 cents, many traders want to add to their positions and ride that momentum back up. And it looks like from the data we had today, it might be testing 55 cents come tomorrow. And if it does decide to pull back even further, then you can look out for levels being as low as 52 cents. But I'm going to say that it should be able to hold up 55. Of course, I could be wrong on that. This is just a prediction, of course. Now, as far as if you wanted to start looking bullish, then you want to see it reclaim the 21-day EMA at the minimum. So getting back to the 60-cent level. But one thing that we do notice, this is a clear area of resistance, a psychological level. We ended up seeing a high of 59 cents. So this is why I'm saying getting to 60 and then gaining some momentum, the next area of resistance we'd be looking out for would be around 62, and also taking into consideration right around 64, which will put us right around where we have the 50-day at 64 cents. So again, let's see what SNDL does, especially going into tomorrow. The market will be closed on Monday, but I do see if we do get down to this 55-cent range or even lower, I will be looking to accumulate some shares in this area. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for SNDL. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 55.86%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is at 23.015 million shares, just over. And then when we take a look now at the short shares availability, it is at 6.4 million, updated 13 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 7.51%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 11th, it was at 54.66. And then for the close of the 12th, which was yesterday, it's at 55.86. So one thing that is very clear, SNDL does have short squeeze potential. There are many shorts who are vested in this play, and it does contribute to the volatility that you see inside of the stock. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for SNDL. So we can see here on the inflow, it's at 10,362, and then on the outflow, it's at 9,560. Taking a look at the breakdown, it was 0 on the large, on the medium, 7,089, and then on the small, it was 3,273, and then on the outflow side on the large, it was 0. On the medium, it was 6,331, and then on the small, it was 3,229. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the past 3 trading days, including today, it was was 0, but we did have an outflow on the 10th, and then also we had 0 on the 7th. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more buying than we had selling as well. And then when we take a look at the large, which potentially could represent institutions and funds, it was 0. And then when we take a look now at the turnover ratio, it was at 3.14%. So for a stock like SNDL, this is not too bad whatsoever. There's a lot of traders that are going in and out of this play. Plus on top of that, we had a lot of volatility inside of the market. I can see a good amount of people selling. But like I was saying inside of the technicals, SNDL is in an accumulation phase. Many people are still continuing to buy up shares, and this is part of the reasons why we did have an inflow day, and there is some upside in the stock like I was talking about last year. So let's go into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for SNDL Sundial growers, we can see there's a lot of demand when SNDL is in the 50 to 55 cent range. As far as 1 year from now and what it looks like, if you are patient, many analysts are seeing this stock on average getting to at least 85 cents. And I say there is those possibilities where you can get that pop to $1, which you've seen numerous times last year. So there is some upside if you are looking at it as an investment. But of course, this is not financial advice. As far as seeing a bullish reversal and seeing some more strength inside of the stock, we need to see it get to at least 60 cents. We've seen this is a resistance area. There has been a good amount of selling pressure, and as far as for the high on the day, it was around 59 cents. So getting above 60 and then making that move going to around 65 will line it up nicely right around where we have the 50-day. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. There's a lot of negative market sentiment around the stock. We could see for the cannabis sector as a whole, this is an area that is going to be growing as the years pass, especially when legalization reaches a federal level in the United States. I can see SNDL really taking off from there. And also, they've been doing some really smart moves on the operational side, expanding and so forth. So that is something that cannot be ignored at all. And this is why I say you want to do your homework. Do your due diligence. You'll notice the cannabis sector as a whole, there is so much potential for growth, and SNDL can benefit from this. But with that said, just know it's going to come with a lot of volatility. So if you don't have the stomach for it, then you shouldn't touch it whatsoever. But if I see SNDL come back down, going closer to the 50 cent range, so I'm talking about 50, 51, I'm going to accumulate some more shares and then see what it does from there. At these current levels around 55, 56 is not too bad whatsoever, because like I was saying, if you are patient, I do see some upside. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.